Just days ago, Donald Trump tried to distance himself from the Heritage Foundation Project 2025 initiative, but anyone with a brain knows that this was just another bold-faced lie from the insurrectionist ex-president.
Our country is going to hell. The critical job of institutions such as Heritage is to lay the groundwork, and Heritage does such an incredible job at that. This is a great group, and they're going to lay the groundwork and detail plans for exactly what our movement will do and what your movement will do when the American people give us a colossal mandate to save America, and that's coming.
This unearthed clip from 2022 shows Trump giving his full endorsement to the Heritage Foundation, specifically highlighting the billionaire-funded think tank's role in, quote, laying the groundwork and detail plans for exactly what our movement will do, which is exactly what Project 2025 does.
Former President Trump said, I don't know anything about it. That's not true. He knows plenty about it. Many of the people who are most visible in Project 2025 worked in his administration.
Now, several of Trump's closest allies and former officials are part of this effort, which, quote, will remain bloodless if the left allows it to, end quote. That includes his closest person in charge of personnel from his first term. His name's John McEntee. It also includes Russell Vought, Christopher Miller, and Paul Dans, who is the project's director.
They are friends with all the other people who are part of a kitchen cabinet or sort of a government waiting for President Trump. So he knows all about this, and he knows what it's built for. He knows why it's been built, but he doesn't want to take the political heat being generated by it just now.
We found at least 140 people who were authors or contributors had prior experience working for the Trump administration. Now, this includes people who rose to the highest levels of his government, including 6 people who served as cabinet secretaries. He posted, quote, I know nothing about Project 2025. I have not seen it, have no idea who is in charge of it, and unlike our very well-received Republican platform, had nothing to do with it.
It is completely irrelevant to the conversation whether Trump explicitly vocalizes his support for Project 2025 because the mandate is exactly what the Republican Party has been working on achieving and implementing at the national level for decades. Yes, it is terrifying and surprising to see the party's goals spelled out like they are on this plan, but what else could we expect out of a party that follows the lead of the ultra-rich and cozies up to anyone willing to give them a vote? Now, we've been hearing a lot of excuses from Trump's campaign, his fellow Republicans, and even its own supporters trying to distance themselves from the deeply unpopular policies and political blowback that has followed, as this TikToker will explain.
Donald Trump officially said he knows nothing about Project 2025.
And you believe that?
Yeah, he said he disagrees with some of it, but at the same time, he knows nothing about it, which means it has nothing to do with
why
him.
Why did he lie to us saying he doesn't know about it, but then wish them good luck on what they're doing?
No!
He said,
say it word for
not
word.
verbatim, shout out to the Heritage Foundation.
That's it!
You're doing great work.
So basically, he never said nothing about Project 2025.
The only thing we know the Heritage Foundation for is Project 2025. And they used to work under Trump's administration.
Used to work under his administration!
So what does Trump's official platform, Agenda 47, say that completely differentiates him from Project 2025?
We will put unelected bureaucrats back in their place, liberate the U.S. economy, and attract millions of jobs and trillions of dollars to our shores. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies. As many as 100,000 government positions could be moved out, and I mean immediately, of Washington to places filled with patriots who love America, and they really do love America. The left-wing gender insanity being pushed on our children is an act of child abuse. Very simple. We will promote positive education about the nuclear family, the roles of mothers and fathers, and celebrating rather than erasing the things that make men and women different and unique. I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth. I will reinstate my action making illegals ineligible for public housing. We will terminate all work permits for illegal aliens, and I will demand that Congress send me a bill blocking any future president from abusing his power to distribute welfare benefits in this manner. It's all being paid for by the American taxpayer. Like automatic citizenship for children of illegal aliens, welfare is a gigantic magnet drawing people from all over the world. They want to come to the United States. They want to feast off the sweat and savings of the American taxpayer. It's not fair. It's not just. We're not going to let it happen. I will end it all immediately.
So you see, Trump's Agenda 47 is just a watered down, more politically correct version of Project 2025. And it's really what we've been hearing from the voter base. And his agenda is terrifying altogether, right? When you look at the fact that he's calling people who come from the country, come from other countries into America illegally, he calls them illegal aliens. That is so dehumanizing and disrespectful. And the fact that he's going to prevent them from being eligible for public housing, and he's going to take away work permits, that's going to affect the United States a lot more than he probably thinks, because immigrants make up 20% of the workforce here in America. And you could say, oh, well, it's only people that come here legally. That's not how it's going to be played out. That man is against immigrants, period. Because, oh, they're taking our jobs. We want to give the jobs, to the native people, right? The people who are born in America, American natives. And then you have the fact that he only believes in two genders, male and female. That is so transphobia, right? You essentially have the transgender ban, right, in women's sports. All that is disgusting and riddled with bigotry and ignorance and fear, and him wanting to be a dictator. And there's so many other things, right? The nuclear family, we all know what that means. Okay? The education system is going to be terrible if he gets elected, because of the policies and the messaging that he wants our future, our children, to learn. But we can't allow that. Can't allow that. For Rebel HQ, I'm Chris Williamson. We'll see you next time.